Hey,
Hi.
we're back. Welcome back to the pod, guys. This is We Have Nothing Important to Say with Kelly and David. I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
Hey. If you're not watching, by the way, if you're not watching the video version of the pod, if you're just listening, we love you and we appreciate you. But you should watch the video version of the
I just
podcast.
noticed how much this shirt is just my skin tone.
That is not your skin
It's
color.
not, but it's too it's similar.
That's not your.
What
No.
what what kind of undertones are there?
Isn't it like warm, cool, and neutral?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it.
I think it's warm, cool, and neutral are the skin undertones. But if you're not watching the pod, like the video version of the pod, you should. You should go to our YouTube and watch the video version of the pod because there's a lot happening.
You're
Um,
right. It is warm, cool, and neutral.
yeah, warm, cool, and neutral. I don't know what my undertones are. I think they're warm, but I genuinely don't know.
I think mine's are no. I think mine's are cool actually.
Yeah, yeah, I
Not
would agree
against
with
you.
that. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, guys. Welcome to our second episode. If you didn't listen to the first episode to kind of get to know us a little bit, you should do that. But welcome back. Welcome to the pod. We are about to
Welcome
do
back.
our opening segment, which I'm very excited about. Our opening segment is going to be called Love It,
Love it,
Leave
leave
It,
it,
Learn
look
It.
it.
Where basically every week we're going to be talking about things from this past week that we've loved, things that we've hated, and things that we straight up just don't understand. We don't get it.
Which is a
Y'all,
lot for me.
which is a lot, honestly. That's completely valid, especially in these times, girl. We don't know what's going on. Like when celebrities have a beef or they're like dropping a skincare line or somebody's having a baby and you're just like, when did this happen? How did we get to this point in the timeline? That's what the learn it section is. Maybe we'll
hmm
take the time to actually learn it. Maybe we won't, but as of right now, we don't get it.
No.
So, David, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Are we just doing one by one, or are we doing all three at once? Ripping it off.
Let's do. That's a good question, actually. What do you want to
Now
do? I was thinking about
let's
that too.
start. Let's start one off. So I'll start with love it. You do love it. We'll compare notes.
Okay, D. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. One thing I love: water. I don't think how. I don't think you know how dehydrated I was all the college. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how much water I have been drinking now that I have it here?
What on earth?
So much. So much. Do you want to see the cup I have for my water?
The last thing I expected you to say was water.
Let me grab my cup.
Actually,
I need you to see this.
you know what? I respect it. Hydration is important. I just the last thing I that's actually a really cute cup.
Oh
But the
no!
last thing I was expecting you to say was water.
Stay hydrated.
David is always violently dehydrated.
Oh,
Um,
for surezies. I don't know how I haven't passed.
David
Out.
is
Passed out.
just passed.
Let me say that correctly. I don't know how I haven't passed out.
um, but I understand actually because finding water and I feel like having water bottles, like actual like plastic water bottles in college, is like such an unspoken like luxury because sometimes the water that comes out of the fountains is just nasty.
No, I'm being bougie. I mean, I'm getting like the alkaline water,
Not the
that
alkaline
purified water.
waters.
No, for
Mm-mm.
surezies.
No, but it being dehydrated in college is actually very real. So
Yeah.
I can't even completely knock you for that. Um, my love it for this week is the NBA playoffs.
And see,
Because
you lost me there.
yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what? You go off, Dookie. You go off.
You guys will come to learn that I like sports. My sport of choice is football, but there's no football being played right now, so I'm going to the NBA.
You
So
see,
I've
my
been
sort of
watching.
choice is sleeping.
Period. And you're real for that. But I've been watching the NBA playoffs. Specifically, the Western Conference Finals is what I like more than the Eastern Conference Finals because the New York Knicks are stressing me out to the highest degree. and I just can't take it. So, the NBA, but specifically the Western Conference Finals, go Thunder. Yes, that is my love it for the
Yeah.
week.
What do I know about the NBA? Nothing. Isn't the Knicks the team on there? Is that a team?
The Knicks, yeah.
And then you got Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, yeah.
Are the Hawks a basketball team?
Yes, that's the Atlanta basketball team.
Okay. Um,
One day we're gonna do a segment where I ask you questions about football.
and you know what? I don't
When
know.
football season starts back up, we're gonna do an episode about football,
So
and it's
you want me to pass?
I just pass,
So you want me to pass?
just
So
pass.
what I'm hearing is that we're not a team together anymore. You're preying on my downfall. Because what do you mean by that?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for me.
Not me.
It's gonna be fun
Not
for
me.
me.
Not I. I don't know who you're entertaining, but it's not me.
I think it would be hilarious. But when like September comes, that's a September episode. When the first week, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, what's
That's
your
fair.
leave it? What's your leave it for this week?
My leave it, honestly. Well, I can go one of two ways, but I'm gonna go one way, and that one way is Jojo Siwa. Let's leave Jojo
Ooh.
Siwa, guys. She needs to be stopped. I don't know who on the like AI team or like the FBI is going on my phone and giving me information about Jojo Siwa,
Uh huh.
but it's not needed. I need to leave it.
Yes.
Please, someone.
Isn't she like going on tour, or did that already happen?
I don't know. Apparently, she dumped. Okay, so she went on Big Brother, right? You know the show Big Brother?
Yes. Yes.
So she
Oh,
went on
I
Big Brother.
remember that. I remember seeing clips about that, and I was like,
At the
oh.
start of the show, she was dating this girl, right?
Yeah.
And then throughout the whole Big Brother scene, she started getting really close to this guy.
Yes, I saw
And
clips
then,
of
like,
this.
when she left, like, Big Brother, apparently she broke it off with the girl,
Uh huh.
made a statement of, like, oh, like, I don't know. I think it was something either about gender or her sexuality.
Uh huh.
And that's not my problem. My problem was Jojo Siwa specifically, because she can't make up her mind.
Uh huh.
And apparently, there's pictures of her and the other dude getting real close.
Uh huh.
And, like, I don't need to know this.
Yes. Yes.
Like, let Miss Girl live her life, and let me simply not know.
Yeah. No, that's real because I feel like I don't understand. I
And that's
don't
with a lot of
understand
celebrities.
the Jojo Siwa core. Like no tea, no shade, but like I don't get it. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it.
Um, I think that's a very valid statement. The last I heard, I saw the Big Brother clips, and the last I heard, she was either like getting ready to go on tour, and she had like choreographed all her own
I think
dances.
she is going on tour. I think she released
Yeah.
a few new songs.
Yes, and she had new music coming out, and that was
Yeah.
the last I heard of Jojo Siwa, and I was like, oh, okie dokie
I
then.
don't know. I get like random times. There's just like a bunch of information on JoJo Siwa. I was like,
Yeah, she comes
and
in
the thing is,
waves.
he comes in waves, and like I need the waves to stop. I'll be like on scrolling Snapchat, which people really shouldn't use, but I'll be scrolling on Snapchat, and there'll be like the little side things, or like the little AI basically pictures of like, guess what JoJo Siwa did now? I was like, what's she do
Oh,
now? Open
those.
it, and then like complain about like, God, she's so annoying. As I'm watching the story,
You're putting
I'm like
yourself in
waiting for
this
the ad to
position.
be finished so I can read more. It's like, God, this
Yes,
is so annoying. What's that?
yes.
What happened?
That's so wild. I haven't used Snapchat in several years. I think probably since like freshman year of high school.
Personally, I think it needs to be defunded.
I think defund Snapchat. Forget the Department of Education.
No,
Defund
defund
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Please take it away from the
2025.
children.
Defund Snapchat.
Defund Snapchat 2025. That's exactly. Yeah.
Get that on a shirt.
Get that on a t-shirt, put that in a political campaign because that's what
And
actually
watch it
needs
go
to be
nowhere.
defunded. And watch and watch it go nowhere. Okay, my leave it for this week is live action movies.
Ooh,
I think we need to pack it up, you guys. We cannot keep doing this
I feel like they could do like some live actions, yes. Because
No,
like I feel like you could do some live actions justice by like bringing the characters to life. Now, a movie like Lion King should not be live action.
I don't even know why that was like an idea. It's like they're literally animals. Why are we like? Why do we feel the need to? They could have just stayed in animation, like an actual regular animation. We didn't need.
Exactly.
But the what really started this train for me was the Mulan live action that came out like a year or two ago,
Yeah.
because they didn't even have Mushu the dragon in the
No.
Mulan live
But they
action.
went based off like the actual like poem and the actual story of Mulan.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
that was more so along with like the original story.
Okay, see, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes we just don't need to touch things. You know, sometimes we
Exactly.
just need to like leave them as they are. And I feel like this Snow White live action was a big
That's
deal for people like
actually, I have another leave it along the same lines.
okay.
And it's I need people to stop casting celebrity actors as everything.
Yes, I was literally
Because at
talking to
one
my family
point we
about
need
this
new people.
yesterday. We need new people. I here,
Why am I
hear
saying
me.
this? Scarlett Johansson, Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo,
Listen,
Jonathan. What's his name? Jonathan Bailey. Why are they everywhere?
Jonathan Bailey. I love Jonathan Bailey,
Because
but
like they have one good movie, and then suddenly they're in every single movie for the next
suddenly
five
there.
months.
No, but that's Timothy Chalamet. No tea, no shade, no hate to Timothy Chalamet. Little
Timothy
Tim.
Chachas slide.
Timothy what?
I know. I always make up a last name. Timothy Chachas slide. Timothy Charades.
Timothy Charades?
Timothy Costco.
That's act. Oh my goodness.
It just got
That's
to start with a C.
I'm gagged. I this is crazy. But why is Timothy Chalamet in every single movie? I was literally talking to my family about this like 2 days ago. We were
Also,
like,
what's Dune about?
I
What's
have
up with Dune?
no idea. I have no idea what Dune is about. I the books are like they look
They're
like the
big.
Bible. They're thick, and I'm like, what is this? It's I know it's some sci-fi something, and that's it. That's
I don't
literally all
know.
I can
I
tell
tried
you.
watching the movie and I got lost. I said,
Oh,
"Okay, go Zendaya," and that's about it.
literally goes Zendaya, but I don't know what the rest of it is. It's
I don't
just
know.
goes Zendaya. But I think we need to stop making live action movies. I seeing the How to Train Your Dragon live
Okay,
action
but that's
movie
cute.
ads every 2 seconds. I can't do it anymore. I'm just like
That's cute.
I feel like it's just too much, and at some point we just need to like put a cap on it. And I know the girlies really want like a live action Tangled, a live action Rapunzel,
That's
and
too much though,
I feel like
because I
it's
know
just
it's
not
not going to turn
necessary.
out right.
Right, it's just not necessary, and I at some point we just need to stop.
Because
And I feel like now is the time to stop.
at one point, you have to be realistic about what is capable in the movie theaters. Because honestly, I think CGI has gone down.
Mhm.
It has gone downhill, and like at
I've
this point,
seen
I
that.
don't think they could animate Tingle's hair. Ooh, now my voice going. I
I've
don't think they could
seen
animate
the
her hair.
I've seen the ads for the new Superman movie that's coming out, which I don't know why we made another Superman movie, but the CGI in just the ads looks horrible. Like there's a green glow around his face, and I'm like, "Honey, this is not nobody asked for this. We didn't have to make this again. How many Superman movies are there?" And I feel like it's like today we're talking about Hollywood movies in general, because we're going to be talking about Sinners because we watched Sinners this past week,
After
but
like 3 weeks of it being
we
out,
were like a month late. Like it was real bad. But um, I feel like the state of Hollywood right now is just crazy. Like it's actually crazy.
it's the same like 10 people in
Yeah,
Hollywood, and I think
exactly.
they should change it. Some of them shouldn't be in the roles they have. Like I see the casting, and I was like, oh, I know you just picked them because they have a good name.
Oof, no tea, no shade.
No Tina. No, actually, lots of C, lots of shade. And get someone better. Let's go quickly hire
Lots of
someone
tea, lots
else.
of shade. Please.
Lots of tea, lots of shade.
What's your learn it for this week?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, you go first. You go
Okay.
first.
My learn it for this week, the thing that I don't get is Benson Boone.
Is that the dude who does like the backflips and everything?
Yes.
I don't know, guys.
Listen, listen. I have a very interesting relationship with Benson Boone's journey as a celebrity.
Really?
Yes, because I feel like I found him way back when he was still promoting beautiful things.
Before he was doing the flips.
Well, I don't know if it was before he was doing the flips, but before he got famous for doing the flips, or known for doing the flips, I guess. I mean, he was lucky doing the flips on his Instagram, so maybe that's not accurate.
Oh, okay. Well,
But he was promoting Beautiful Things before it came out. Beautiful Things came out, and he blew up. He went on tour, and during the tour, like, the tour seemed very normal. I was like, okay, he's doing his thing, he's, like, building his brand. And then I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, he just started wearing the sparkly, glittery jumpsuits and doing flips off of pianos. And I was like, oh, what's going on? I feel like when I first saw him in the sparkly jumpsuit like sometime last year, I was like, oh, they're trying to make him Harry Styles.
oh,
And
for sure.
as a Harry Styles lover, I'm like, you can't remake what is already made. You can't make Harry Styles. No,
Yeah.
you can't have Benson Boone reheating Harry Styles as nachos. It's just not gonna work. So that's what I don't get about Benson Boone. But I also feel like the reason why he's not leave it and he's a learn it is because he is talented. He has a nice voice. I think he is talented. I think he does have potential, but I think he needs to find his lane and like find his brand. And I
Yeah.
feel like people also hate on him like unnecessarily. I feel like people kind of get on him about things that are,
I
it's
don't
like
know. He's just kind
okay.
of there for me. Like,
Yeah,
he's just
he's
like,
just
oh, he
kind
did a
of
flip.
there. He's just kind of there, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm not super into this, but like, I'm also not gonna
Whatever
just sit
gets you
here
that
and
bag,
hate.
dude.
Whatever gets you that bag. Exactly. That's a great way
Yeah.
to put it. So
Yeah.
he's my learn it for this week.
I think my learn it is subscription services.
Hmm.
And I think we as society need to start pirating stuff more. Because why is everything so expensive?
For legal
Why am I
reasons, that
paying
was a
for
joke.
12? Not me, not I'm paying. Why is my family paying? Let me correct myself actually real quick. Why is my family paying for like 12 different subscription services? And I can't watch one show because it's like this premium, I have to pay more on this already paid subscription.
Do not get me started on subscription services having a premium tier. I'm already paying you money to get access to the things that I want to see. Why do I have to pay you more money to get
Or
more
like
access?
downgraded the one you have and then add it. Because have you heard Spotify is trying to do that?
Ooh, they
Spotify
better
is trying to
not.
make another tier and make the one that you pay for have ads.
I would
Supposedly,
I would
hypothetically.
lose it. Like I would actually lose it. Because
Oh, I'm
what
going to YouTube Music if
aren't
that ever
doesn't
happens.
Netflix have ads now too?
No, Netflix doesn't.
Netflix
Disney
doesn't have
Plus does.
Disney Plus has ads. I
Yeah.
remember when Disney Plus didn't have ads and I was like, period. And now Disney Plus has ads and I'm like,
No, I remember when like there was a bundle like Netflix, Disney Plus, all of them in one payment.
it's actually genuinely ridiculous
Because
having a
at this
premium.
point, I think buying all the subscriptions is the same amount as paying rent.
It's getting to a point where it's like, okay, this is
And I think you need to
outrageous.
learn that corporates stop paying them, stop buying this,
Corporate companies, they're
stop buying
literally
the
just robbing
subscriptions.
us.
Because at one point they'll stop making money, and then they'll have to lower prices.
Mm-hmm.
But also, maybe as a society, we should learn how economics work.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should all go back to school, go back to econ class, and learn about it.
Shout
Because
out
some
AP
people don't.
Econ.
Because some of us don't know how the economy works. Economy?
Some girl went viral for saying economy on some TV show.
Economy.
It
Is that not
was
how you say it?
economy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people need to learn how that works.
Okay. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's valid. Subscription services are so irritating, and I understand the purpose of them like being useful, and like I love Disney Plus to my heart's core. I love Spotify Premium. Spotify Premium and Disney Plus are the two that I'm most attached to,
Yeah.
especially Spotify Premium. But at some point, it just gets out of hand.
Because at some point, the shows stop being good.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they're just like trying to rush everything, and like it's not that good. And then I'm paying for something that I won't enjoy, and
I
I'll
feel
watch
like
like
that's what they're
one
doing
show.
on Hulu. I feel like they're just throwing random stuff on
Well,
Hulu.
Hulu's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, Hulu and Disney Plus, like they're like combined. And I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes they're just throwing random stuff out there, and I'm like, what even is
And I was
this?
like, who's your creative team? What, what's
Fire
going
this.
on inside their head?
That
Let's look at that.
was it, guys. I always love it. Leave it, learn it. That was fun. I love
That was
that.
great.
I love that opening segment. So today we are we were talking about Sinners and Chilies today because this past week David and I went to go see Sinners, and we went to Chili's, and it was a wonderful experience.
It was the time of our lives.
It was great. I thought the movie was wonderful. We're gonna start with the movie, and then we'll get to Chili's.
Period.
Um, I thought the movie was great. I gave it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good.
Oh, I thought we were going at a 10. I was like, I'm gonna give it like a 7,
Oh,
8 out of 10.
oh,
But they're
okay.
about the same. They're about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Same,
yeah.
same proportions. Um, so yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was great. I feel like there was something about the movie that was like kind of missing for me. Like I don't know what it was. I just felt like maybe there could have been a little bit more.
I
But
don't know.
I
I was set. I had Michael B. Jordan. I had Haley
Michael
Steinfeld.
B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. I love them, by the way. I was watching their like press videos. Like they went on Hot Ones together, and they were doing a bunch
They
of
ate
interviews.
down on the press tours.
They ate down on the press tour. They had, I think they have really great chemistry, and I think they're both really cool. I remember Haley Steinfeld's music era back in like
Oh,
2015.
I just listened to a song of hers the other day.
I was thinking about one this morning, and I was like,
Like
"Oh,
it's
girl,
a bop. She can sing.
she can sing, she can sing, she can act," and I love that for her. I think her character in the movie was really interesting. She actually, looking back on it the other day, I was like, I don't think her part was as big as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think her part was as big as I thought it was gonna be, but it was still great.
Yeah.
It was still great. I loved it.
Also, I love that. I don't know if I ever actually watched a trailer because, like, I watched the movie. I was like, I didn't know this was what was happening.
I
Actually,
didn't know, like they started talking about music in like the first 30 seconds. I was like, I didn't know that's
they talking
what.
about music. They talking about spoiler alert for Sinners.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
they were talking about like the music. They were talking about the vampires, the
hmm
connections. I said,
I
oh,
only
so
knew
this
about
was
the
the movie was
vampires.
about. I said all I knew about this movie was Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. That's as much
Yes.
information I went in with.
All I knew was Michael B. Jordan, and Haley Steinfeld. I knew Ryan Coogler wrote and directed it, and I knew there was something about vampires, and that was all I knew. And then they were like talking about music, and he had the instruments, and I was like, oh girl, what is this? But it was really interesting, and I thought the way that Ryan Coogler built the plot and like talked about like actual important historical elements in the fictional world that he built
Yeah,
was really really interesting. And I hope it wins some awards when
I hope it does too. But they're
Academy
already
Award season comes around.
yeah, they're making a whole universe around it though. So
Oh,
there's
are you
like a bunch.
serious?
Yeah, there's gonna be. Hopefully, there's gonna be like a bunch more movies surrounding it and stuff.
Oh, I would die. That'd be so cool. Actually, I'd
Yeah,
love to see how it develops because I felt like the relationships between the characters was also really interesting.
who knows?
And Ryan Coogler was the same guy who helped with directed Black Panther for Marvel, so
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna be good. Um, but yeah, I think it was great. I'm excited to see what else they do. He and Michael B. Jordan do a lot of work together. They've done a lot of movies together, and they've already talked about doing more stuff together. They were like on Jimmy Fallon talking about doing more work together. So
really.
yeah, so I'm really excited about that for them. I think it's gonna be a really good time.
No, I love the movie personally. I'm not as a big movie critic as you are, so I was just sitting there enjoying the view. I said, "This is a really nice movie." The story was really touching. I think you could really sense like the connections between all the characters. Like it was all well written out.
hmm
Now, my one problem is that Asian chick. I don't remember her name.
Oh, the Asian lady.
The Asian lady. She made me mad.
hmm
She
If you don't
mm-mm.
know, if spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, skip this part. But basically, they're at one point they're like stuck in the barn because the vampires are all outside and they can't get in unless they're
Like a
invited
whole
in.
bunch of vampires
A
too, not just like one
whole
or
bunch
two.
of them. Like basically, it was a whole bunch of people. Anyways, the vampires can't get inside unless they're invited in. The Asian lady, she started flipping out because her husband got turned into a vampire and her daughter was like by herself in another part of town in the grocery store, and she was worried the vampires were going to go get her daughter. So she decided to scream and invite the vampires in. I don't know how that solved the problem that she was trying to.
No, she was just mad. And you know what? As soon as she opened her mouth and could tell what she was gonna say, I would have hit her.
It's like,
I would have
girl,
hit her.
how are you gonna sacrifice all of us for
Because
absolutely no
all you had to do
reason?
was wait till sunrise.
All you had to do was wait till sunrise. And like, I'm not a parent, like I understand, I guess,
No,
but
I
like,
understand it, and like I understand her reasonings, but like wait till sunrise.
just wait till
They
I
can't
was like,
enter the building unless she allows them in.
right. And then she was like, come on in. I was like, girl, what?
No, it was just. Other than that, the movie was great. The scenery was great. The
Yeah,
music was great.
the
Dude,
music
the
was great.
imagery, the world building, all great.
The sound design was amazing. But I feel like going into kind of a broader topic, that's probably the first movie that's come out in recent months that I've actually really wanted to see, and like the first movie that's kind of gotten the hype. And I feel
Yeah,
like that kind of goes back to our earlier conversation about kind of the state of Hollywood right now, and like how everything is kind of a remake of something else,
yeah.
and how there's like just a general kind of lack of creativity in Hollywood. And I feel like we need kind of like a new age of directors and writers and just
Yeah.
people in
But I
Hollywood in
think that's what
general.
A24 is doing because a lot of their movies have
Yes,
been very unique and under like
yes.
smaller directors and stuff.
People love A24, and like
Yeah,
as somebody who's kind of been doing some digging in like the movie world, A24 is like genuinely really becoming well known, and awarded for their movies and how their studios
yeah.
are developing films. And I love that.
No, I
I
love
love
that for
it.
them.
We were in the Sinners movie, and they were playing some like trailers before the movie, and there was an A24 film in there that actually looked really interesting. So I'm excited to see that one and kind of see what it looks like and how it plays out. But
Yeah,
yeah, A24, they're doing the thing, and I feel like they need to, because Hollywood is starting to look like kind of every movie is kind of starting to look like a carbon copy of each other. Like you were saying earlier, how like there's the same 10 actors in every
the
film.
same 10 actors every movie, and it's
Exactly.
like it's at this point like they're not doing it because the actor's good. It's because they want their name
Mm-hmm.
in the
Because
movie. Because like you'll notice the first thing in the trailers is so and so's in the movie, so and so's in the movie,
mm-hmm.
so and so's in the movie. Like, okay, so what's the movie about?
Yeah, that's valid. And I feel like I'm on like the film kind of side of TikTok, and so sometimes I see videos about people who younger actors who are trying to audition for roles and like get into Hollywood, and a lot of them are talking about how social media is becoming a big factor and like kind of dictating whether or not people are able to get roles. Like if you don't have a big social media following, then it's harder for you to get roles, because
Yeah,
casting directors now care about your social media following and how much like social media influence you have.
yeah. Which is
Which,
really unfortunate that you have to have like a big following in order to do something.
yeah, it is unfortunate. It's kind of crazy because like I feel like it takes away from the art, like the art itself of like creating the film
Yeah,
and developing it to make sure that it's impactful for people. But hopefully we'll see some changes in Hollywood in the next couple years. But I'm excited about the trailers that we did see when we were in the movie theater. I thought they were so
yeah.
great,
I think there's some good movies coming out.
for sure. Um,
Hopefully, hopefully,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Let's talk about Chili's. Let's talk about Chili's. Because we went to Chili's. Originally, we were gonna get triple dippers. We didn't end up getting triple dippers.
No, we got some of the triple dipper. It's just like the triple dipper wasn't worth getting
Mm-hmm.
because
I'm a
like I knew it wasn't gonna
vegetarian.
be filling,
I'm a
and
vegetarian,
you
so I
were a
was like,
vegetarian,
I
so
can't even eat the wings or the tenders or whatever. I don't know what I
half the
expected.
menu.
I half
There
the
was a
menu. I was like,
good, not even half the. I think it was like 70% of the menu you can eat. Like the
like
only thing you had was like the salads and the burgers you could switch out the patties for.
yes. So I had a burger. It was actually great, but
I had chicken fingers.
the real star of the show was the
The mozzarella stick.
mozzarella, the mozzarella
Which
sticks.
at this point I don't know what sauce they were in.
We let me okay. We ordered honey chipotle sauce for our mozzarella sticks. They came out. We ate it, or we ate some of it, and we were like, "This is fire!
This is
Like
really good.
this is really good." The manager comes to our table and he's like, "What do you guys think about the mozzarella sticks?" And we're like, "Oh, they're so good! Like, thank you so much. We appreciate it." And he's like, "Yeah, that's the Nashville hot." And I'm
Well,
like,
because hold on, because I got chicken tenders in the same sauce,
in the
and so
honey
when you
chipotle,
buy it, it
yeah.
was like, oh, which one do you like better, the Nashville hot or the honey chipotle? And I'm like, they're the same thing. He
Yeah, they're
said
supposed to both be
they're
honey
supposed to be the
chipotle.
same thing.
And then he was like, "Oh, I might have tossed it in the wrong sauce," and we were like,
Oh,
"Oh."
oh. I'm like, I was like, okay, yeah.
It was good
Just
regardless.
smile
Like,
and nod, and that's all we
I
could do at that point.
literally we just smiled and nodded our way through that entire interaction. But the mozzarella sticks were fire. If you haven't been to Chili's recently and had the mozzarella sticks, do yourself a favor.
We're talking like it's a new establishment. It's been here forever. It's been here for God knows how long. Guys, you have to try
No,
chili.
because no, because the first time I went to Chili's, I was like, "This is not good." I
Well,
was
I
like,
don't think they had that good of a
they
menu. I
didn't
think.
have the mozzarella sticks, and I don't know who the head chef was at the time, but the menu just wasn't great. And I was like, this is just, it's not giving. But then we went this week, and I was like, hold on a second.
Why is this kind of good?
Why is
Why am
this
I
kind of
going
amazing?
to go back to Chili's?
But why are we going to circle back to the Chili's?
Why am I going to return?
Why am I going to return to give them more of my money? It was great. I actually can't even complain. It was actually really good.
No, I had a
Shout out
wonderful
to
time.
Chili's. It was wonderful. I feel like
I feel like the fries could have been better.
the fries could have been better.
Yeah.
100%. They were very. First of all, I got like 10 fries.
Really? Because I had a god awful amount.
I got like 10 fries.
Dude, I got the plate. I said, why is there so much?
Lord. I got like
I
10
said, God help me,
fries.
please.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Whatever. We have the mozzarella sticks. So I was very full by the end of the dinner, the lunch, the dinner. It was like 5 o'clock. Um,
And that's crazy, computer.
but is your computer tweaking out again?
No, you want to know what the computer just told me?
What?
My phone is in fact on 5%. But you know
Oh,
what? We're going to make it last.
we're gonna finish this
So
episode
if this
now.
abruptly ends and I disappear,
Girl, we
you're
about
going to
to
close it
wrap
out.
this episode up.
No, you're going to close it out. You're just going to talk for like a good 5 to 10 minutes.
No, we are wrapping this up, girl.
You know, I saw the little notification. Because at first it said 20%. I said, okay, that's good. Period.
As we said last episode, we are professionals.
We are professionals.
We are professionals. Anyways.
And you know what? And what about it? Because what are you going to do about it? Honestly, fight me. Fight me. What you going to do? What you going to do about it, huh? Punks.
That was so off-brand for you. Please never do that again. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, we're gonna wrap this up. In conclusion,
Guys, I'm not a violent person, I promise. I'm actually the least violent person
you're
I
actually
know.
the least violent person.
I actually hate conflicts, guys. I try to avoid that as much as possible.
Oh my goodness. Okay. In conclusion, Chili's is amazing and we loved Sinners. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast episode.
We're professionals.
We're professionals.
We're
We
professionals.
love you guys and we'll see you next week.